and highlighted so that we can have an idea for a graphic. That may not be enough of information for you, but I just want to look at something. Good morning, everybody. Let everyone let some people get tuned in, and then we'll get talking. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Give it a minute, and then off we go. Let me get my notes up here. We'll microphone in. 20 seconds, and we'll kick off. Okay. All right. So it's been quite a week, right? You learned a lot on Monday, and I got some new lights, so you might trying to hide my wrinkles. We've had you downloaded your information into CSVs, and people in my organizations and on my team, like, we've already been through this, right? So now they're just kind of going back and rescrubbing. But if you're doing this, or you're new to just kind of this level of instruction on how to improve your database, your sphere, or whatever you call it, I don't care. You can get really detailed, but you need it. You need to know what all the instructions are, because every piece of technology is a little bit different, right? So how do you download it from your phone? Well, you do it through iCloud. And how do you download it from Google? Well, it's a CSV file. By the way, the iCloud file is a VCF file, so you have to convert that to the CSV file, and they all download into different columns. So then you've got to convert it all into the same column. You got to source it. You got to look for duplicates, and you've got to clean it all up. It's easy to do. It's not easy. It's simple to do, right? Because we've all been around computers long enough now, but it takes some time. Take the time to do it right. Set a goal around it. Get it done by a date. Just pick a date. Write it down. Actually, write down a date that you're willing to do that, and get it done. And once you have it done, guys, like, there's no looking back. You don't have to worry about it. You won't have to have anxiety around it all the time. I talk to agents, been doing it for years, every single one of them. Man, I need to hire someone to clean up my database. Every single one of them, high producers, multimillionaires, tons of money. Man, I need to hire somebody to clean up my database. I hear it all the time. Just do it now, so you don't have to worry about it later. Wouldn't it be nice to worry about other stuff later? Yeah. Okay. All right. So, and then you had some homework other than getting that fixed. And the homework was to go preview houses. And I've been hearing some good stuff about it. I've also been hearing that this homework, if this day that we're outlining for you, this fundamental system, by the way, this is a fundamental system for real estate. I just had a thought. I'll come back to it. That it takes almost all day to do, and it's exhausting. But at the end of the day, you've done real estate. You've done a real estate job. And a real estate agent, like, you're a small business owner. You're a real estate agent, and you want to do a good job. So you're a small business, you're a service provider, a professional practitioner. Like, you are the person in charge of revenue. You're the person in charge of doing a good job. You're the person's name on the sign. So the buck stops with you. If you're any good at what you do, that's your philosophy, I hope. And then on top of that, you got to figure out how to get your name out, right? You got to have appointments. You got to practice present. Like, you have a lot to do all the time. And without systems and without any kind of consistent mechanisms leveraging to do it for you, it's exhausting, right? You're anxious all the time. You're not sleeping at night. You're not taking care of your health. And, who wants that life? You got to take control. So I'm not gonna say that this system is gonna fix everything that's wrong in your life, but I am gonna suggest that it will fix a lot of things. Okay. So do the CSV work. Just do it. It was a long, boring day on Monday. You got all the instruction manuals. Just do it. Pick a goal and do it. And it will change your life, because the next piece of it is that you're going to then line up your audience. You're aligning your audience. We're going to recap for a few minutes, and then I'm going to get into the email, and then we're going to talk about setting your goal next, right? And we're talking a little bit about that now, but we're gonna jump into it in the last probably 5 or 6 minutes, and it's important. The email thing's fun. I'm excited to share that with you. Also, on Friday, tomorrow, I'm just going to run down a list of people that you should be following, apps that you should have, places that you should have your business open, advertised for, open for business, some little tweaks to do on your profiles, just little, like, things that, you need to have tuned in or dialed in while you're doing this. All right. It's easy. I'll have it in a list too. And, I'm putting together this kit that a lot of people just got emailed about. When I get it cleaned up and ready to roll out, be next week, I'll send that out also. But why wait till next week when you can just show up today and tomorrow? All right. So the CSV. So we're going to talk about that. We should talk about it all the time till it's finished. Okay. Then when you have everybody, you're going to go friend them on Facebook. All right. And don't just go do it all in one day. That's exhausting. And then you're missing a lot of opportunity to be a good marketer and a good relationship person and a good salesperson. Okay. So you're going to, I'm trying to figure out, if I like this color of the lights that are on me here. There's a lot of information there. So go friend Facebook. Just limit it to like 20 a day. It's like, hey, 20 people. I'm going to go through. I'm just like, and just go down your list of people. If they're friends, mark their friends, right? Look at stuff going on in their life. Send them a little DM. Says, hey, looks like you got some fun stuff going on. Just want to say hi. That's all you got to do, right? Get in a conversation with people. You're not going to go pummel them, commission breath. They talk about that. You're not going to go pummel them with like, send me referrals. What do you need? Surely you got to buy something. Oh my God, that house is way too small for you, right? Don't do that. Don't be gross, right? Be a person, but just get into a relationship with people. All right. And then go do that on Instagram and then LinkedIn. Those are the 3 platforms that you should be spending a lot of time on. They hit different kind of audiences, and it's not even like everybody's on all those, but they're in different moods when they're on those platforms. And so your message has to be a little bit different for each one, but it's still the same message. You'll see. And so you just so it's fun because you get to hit people in different moods and they're all the same people. All right. Okay. So just try to limit it to 20 a day. All right. And then when you're getting into conversation with people, and in our environment, our organizations, like there's a lot of opportunities for conversations with people. Do you know that? And I was just talking to our leads manager. This is a total sidebar, but there's when you're on up duty, you get to answer. You're the agent on floor. You get to answer all the phone, like the incoming phone. You get those. That's your day for it. And then you get some other leads that come in, and it's like between 5 and 15 a day. I mean, it's absurd. Some of the people that are out there just like bubbling, but people who just lurking in the background. And if you have the right kind of technology, you can follow that. Like they're just lurking in the background. And then, you'll see them spike. And then that's when you go in and say, oh, hey, I was just thinking about you. Shocking, But anyways, that's some technology that we'll talk about tomorrow. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Back to my notes. Ryan, I see your question. I'll get to it in a minute. I'll just answer it now. Would you remove all of your friends that live out of town? No way. I would not remove anybody if I have their name and their phone number and their email address and we're connected. You want to keep them. If you have like 5,000 people and you're maxed out on Facebook, then you start deleting people that you're never going to talk to, or you don't want to talk to, or, or you're not interested in, or whatever. Right. But in the beginning, when you're building a business or starting a business or anything like that, you want as much contact information as possible for as many people as possible, because you're going to be posting stuff and they're going to see it. People out of town, especially out of town, and you're living in Austin, Texas, if that's where you are, like everybody knows people moving to Austin. Everybody knows people moving to Austin. Right. So it's referral city. It's referral city, man. You're going to get I was talking to an agent yesterday. She gets referrals from this stuff all the time. And she lived in another part of the Texas. So keep them. What's going to happen though, and it takes time, is that we're going to narrow this down to your top 100. Right. And those are the people that you're going to intensely focus on. And if you don't have 100, it's fine. You're just going to figure out what they are. I love hearts. You're going to figure out what they are. Okay. And you're going to focus on them. And over time, your database and your business will grow. And it gets to be pretty big, okay? Because, a person's worth, 3 deals and 2 referrals or whatever, and you keep adding people in, it's an exponential growth if you give it enough time. Then you can start getting rid of deleting people, all right? But you're going to talk about you doing real estate in Austin, and your friend out of town might be like, oh, I know someone moved to Austin, or so-and-so lives in Georgetown. They want to sell their house. Call my buddy Ryan or whomever, So there's my long answer for you. I already see that we're in the 10-minute mark, so I better get moving. The next, we're going to get into 2 things here. So today, you're previewing houses. There's 2 different types of previews you can do. And the ones that we've talked about so far are you preview a house, your name, you show them your picture of you and some pictures of the houses, video or pictures or both, the address, the neighborhood, that's important, okay, the price, what you like about it, what, if anything, should be done differently, and then what do you think about the price, right? So you're demonstrating that you know market knowledge and you have value knowledge, right? You can just put it up there, okay? And you're helping probably an agent and maybe a homeowner get some valuable feedback, okay? The next kind that you can do, and this is a pretty popular one, is what you get for X dollars in X neighborhood, right? So if you go look at 123 Main Street and it's in, it's like 700,000, this is what you get for 700,000 in, the Zilker area of Austin. $2 million, whatever it needs to be, right? So, but you just, every single day while you're doing this, you go look at homes that are on the market. Stick to your flight path, right? Stick to where your people are. If you have a buyer coming up, I think an agent, Sydney, on our team right now is double dipping on this opportunity. She's looking for, we have a buyer in an area and an investor in that same area. So being smart about it, being strategic about where you're spending your time and what houses you're looking at, and getting valuable information about a certain market, right? This is what your clients are going to rely on you to do, is to be very educated in the market. They're really going to rely on you to be very educated in that particular market. Okay. So the more you see, the more you know. That reminded me of a little song. Okay. So those are 2 different types of profiles. Let's get into email a little bit. And then I want to talk to you about what your goal needs to be around this. and you've learned by now that all of your activities that you're doing, you need to have some kind of like, how do I know it was successful? Like, what was my goal? Here, we like everybody to have 2 appointments a week. 2 appointments a week is a very manageable, easy to think about, profitable activity that agents can aim for. And it's easy to coach around because you use the top 5 pipeline. In your top 100, you can go backwards and forwards in the funnel of life, leads, and opportunities. So you just aim for 2 appointments a week, then you can really, and that leads to usually it leads to 2 contracts a month. 2 contracts a month in Austin's pretty good living. It's better than average, I can tell you that. Way better than average. All right. But that's it's a good baseline. So just aim for 2 appointments a week. And an appointment could be with somebody who wants to buy a house, sell a house, or you're going to go reconnect and ask for referral. The point of an appointment, well, this is a total sidebar. This is a big win for y'all. The point of an appointment is to ask for business. You heard me say that yesterday. Ask for business. Ask for business. AFB. That's how you know you've had a good appointment. If you get to the end of it and you can confidently say, are you ready to hire me? This is why you would hire me. Sign here. Let's get started. Who do you know that I can help buy or sell real estate? Hey, when you're talking to people and you think about real estate, people to refer, am I one of the top 2 or 3? Yes. Great. Perfect. Great. If not, what do I need to do? Well, how do I get to be there, right? There's all kinds of little things that you can say, but it shows people your intention. And an appointment is a use of your time as much as it is their time. Be valuable in those appointments. Okay, that's a whole other thing. All right, email. So you're putting together email list, and I've been getting a lot of pushback on the email thing this week. So let's make it easy. There's a guy that I love, and he came up with this. His name is Sharon Srivatsa. Pretty sure I said that almost 90% correctly. Sharon Srivatsa. I'll put it on my Facebook and you can just grab it from that. But and this has worked for us. We've gotten a lot of leads off this. There's a little method called the deal of the week. And it's a simple framework. If you're in my email list, you probably have gotten one, but I get 5 or 6 or 7 or sometimes 10. If it's an income property, people will reply back and say, send me the deal. Now you have a lead. You have somebody to follow up with, right? And when you start doing that, you get into a cadence. But here's the deal with email is you cannot do it when you feel like it. You have to get in a schedule so people know what to expect from you. Fridays, deal of the week, Bernie Real Estate Group. Whoever you are, agent, send out a deal a week on any day. I just picked Friday because that's when I had time in my calendar to get it done. Pick a day and do it consistently. It literally takes 3 minutes to put it together. And you'll train your ChatGPT, the framework that you like, plug it in, it will spit it out for you, clean up a little bit, ditch the emojis, send it off. Super simple. Reply, deal of the week. People will reply, deal of the week. You don't even have to have a fancy landing page or anything like that. It's so simple. And it tunes people in to you're working and you're successful and you're saying deal of the week. So then they're thinking, oh, this guy's kind of thinking about my best interest. He wants deal, he knows I'm looking for a deal. I'm always interested in buying real estate. Everybody's interested in buying real estate. So do that once a week. Even if you're in my organization, just copy ours and send it to your people. Just say, hey, did you see this deal of the week? Right? It's an easy thing to do. I would encourage you also to, if you're going to do another one, you're going to once a month, you want to send out a market update just in general. Okay. And then if you're doing mortgage rates is a big topic right now. So be talking about that. That will, when you sync all those things up together, you become the real estate resource that people want you to be, right? And then later you'll add vendors to it, okay? So I hope that part's been helpful. We talked about this just a second ago, the 2 appointments a day, the goal. So the goal is you need to be totally dialed in and committed to getting your file finished, okay? A reminder, this is a big reminder. This is a big reminder. You're doing the 3 posts a day. You're doing a reel with your preview, right? Guys, social media is a tool. It can be exhausting. It can suck the life out of you, or you can use it for good, all right? Use it for good. Use it for your business. It is just a tool. It is not the answer to your problems. It's not a planet that we live on, okay? It's a tool, all right? Just keep that in mind. You just use it for your purposes. Something personal, something successful, inspirational, something business-oriented, all right? Got it? It's easy. And then post here's a blip about, and right now you can use your reel as your business oriented, right? You will add to it. You don't have to add a lot. You just have to add a little bit to it. But you need to be at a point now when you get into communication, you're setting DMs, you're going to coffee with people, you're reconnecting, you're connecting, you're having these conversations 5 a day. Remember, it's DM, call them, leave a voicemail, send them a video text, send them an email, right? You get everybody into that cadence. Right. That's why you can really only have 100 because that's a lot of work. Right. But the rest of it's in the background and people drop out of the 100. People earn their way into the 100. All right. So it's not sealed off. It's not a sarcophagus of 100 people, right? Like people come and go. It's a funnel, and it's part of your funnel. So 2 appointments a day, that's what you should be aiming for. Anybody in this business should be aiming for not 2 appointments a day, 2 appointments a week, having 2 appointments a week, right? Sometimes that means you got to set like 3 or 4 or 5, depends on your skill level. But as you get better and more experience, your skill level improves. I hope this was helpful. I'm summarizing all this stuff. You'll get a kit next week. It's a lot to manage. If you're not an organization and you want to talk to us about help with managing that, I'm happy to do that. Agents on our team get a lot of opportunities. They get massive skills. They get a lot of opportunities. We skill them up quickly. We get them into production quickly. If you're interested in knowing more about that, just have a confidential, shoot me a DM or call or text or reply to an email. I'm happy to do that. I believe agents should be making $250,000 a year. Have a good day.